Hey, what is going on, everyone? Joe here, and today we are diving right back into the world of Shardbreakers because honestly, man, I had so much fun with this game, and apparently you guys did too because I got tons of comments demanding I march right back in here and do a run as the knight. Now, if you guys are not familiar with Shardbreakers, it's an action roguelite that is currently in its playtest, and it's got a very complex spell crafting system. Think Noita crossed with Hades, and you've got a pretty good idea on what this game's all about. So we're going to lock in the knight. He's got a 3-hit combo, and the final hit in his combo gives him some barrier depending on the damage done. And he's also got a cleave attack where he does a big swipe, does some damage, and also destroys enemy projectiles. His ultimate, Quake, strike the ground, causing initial impact and leaving aftershock that deals constant damage. Afterwards, the ground explodes again and applies rupture. So I can do a big AoE, do some damage, then boom, they all get bleed stacks, and they just keep taking more damage. Now, last time I played this game, we did a run as the hunter. We died in the third area, and I feel like I didn't totally grasp all the mechanics here, because there is a ton of things you can do. You got 4 moves, and you get shards as you explore, and you can slot them into your attacks to make them do completely different things. You can put attacks inside of attacks inside of attacks. On top of that, there's fusion recipes, so if you get 2 different attacks or 2 of the same attacks, they can combine to make something entirely new. We didn't get any fusions done my first time playing, so we're going to see if we can't not only make a really overpowered build, but actually win the playtest. So let's just get into it. All right, back in more on Finn. I feel like with the knight, we want to be as aggressive as possible. Not because I'm waving a big scary sword, but because every third hit is going to give us those shields, and they only last for 2.5 seconds. And I want to negate as much damage as possible. I say after getting hit right in the face. All right, so we got a new move. We've got Fire Nova. Conjure an explosion centered on the caster. On top of that, we've got Gemini, which triggers whenever I cast a spell. So what I learned about this game that you guys taught me in the comments section because I did not understand it at all my first time through. I can press Q and cast a Fire Nova. But what I can also do is get this condition shard. And so the condition of this shard is whenever its parent skill is cast, which is my basic attack. I can grab Fire Nova, and I can slot it right here. And so whenever I use my basic attack, Fire Nova goes off. We do have to be careful, though, because we have to follow its cooldown. So Fire Nova has a 5-second cooldown, which means it won't go off every swing. But every 5 seconds, our basic attack is just going to be a nuke. There's also other conditional shards you can get that will reduce cooldowns, make the AoE bigger. There's a ton of different mechanics. All right, so I can get a new spell, or I can get a... I don't remember what this is. I want to go for spells. We'll figure out what the blue thing is later. I think that's like a buff, like a buff shard. Dude, the Fire Nova does so much damage. It just kills in like 1 hit. Doesn't matter what it is. Maybe not these big guys. Okay, these big guys too. All right, I'm going to go ahead and ult because we get ult charged like crazy in this game. And they're all grouped up. Perfect placement. Okay, Fire Bolt. Fire projectile that deals fire damage on hit and bounces towards nearby enemies. Bounce again when hitting burned enemies. Prioritize bouncing towards burned enemies. Okay, so we kind of have a little bit of a fire build going on. I don't know if Fire Nova said it specifically burns enemies. It does say it's fire, though, at the top, so I have to assume it does. Okay, so this is a level up. This is money. And I need to figure out what path I want to go to. This is a challenge room. We definitely want to go there. So I'm thinking we go left side, grab this chest, hit the middle, get to the challenge room, and then finish up with a shop. So let's go to this area. This will give us a level up. And let's try this Firebolt. It's supposed to bounce around. Well, I mean, if there's someone nearby. It's got a 6-second cooldown, so that's pretty long. But it actually seems really good. Okay, I hate these plants. There we go. I need to also remember that Cleave will destroy projectiles. The issue is it's got a really long windup. A lot of the attacks in this game are intentional. What I mean by that is I don't want to call this a Souls-like because I know everyone starts foaming at the mouth when you say anything's a Souls-like. But where Hades, you can dash around and do moves incredibly fast. Here, every attack has a pretty significant startup animation, and you can't just push all the buttons at the same time to do every move. I think that's why you want to really combo things so they go out faster. So whenever I do cleave, I have to make sure I'm in a good spot. Otherwise, I'm going to get hit in the face anyway. Okay, so we can level up. If I level up Fire Nova, we get 48% more damage. Cleave gets 30% more damage. Firebolt, 25%. And then my ultimate gets a larger area of effect. And there's 2 damage numbers. So I guess the tick damage and then the explosion damage would both go up. All right, let's level up the Fire Nova, because that's going off the most. And we get to grab a relic here. Fireball. Oh, wait. Is this a trap? That is the first time I've seen traps in this game. Was I just stepping on those the entire time I was playing last round? Firebolt. I like that it homes. Sometimes I get a little overwhelmed in this game because I'm trying to dodge all the attacks, but Firebolt, I can just push the button and things are taking damage. And that makes me very happy. We almost have our ult charge back, and we had just used it last room. What I also wouldn't mind is getting the healing move, but I wonder how it's actually going to combo with my attacks. Yeah, playing this as a melee character is entirely different, especially because I don't have any sort of like parry move. I have to really rely on footsies. Every third cast of the same ability has 30% increased damage. Leave a fire trail behind you, okay? Dealing damage equal to 25% of your power. Each patch of fire lasts 30 seconds. I feel like I should go for that. Increase skill shard cooldown by 20%. And skill shard damage. That's not bad either. That's going to reduce the cooldown on my Fire Nova. I want both of these. I wish I could lock them and get them later. I'm going to try the Blazing Slipper, because I saw this last time and I didn't grab it. Or we're just going to burn everything down. Okay, so we have to go left if I want this chest, so we'll get a new ability. I also really want to do some fusions. I need to see what we can fuse together after this. I can probably look right now, yeah. Okay, let me see what I need to go for. Firebolt combos with air balls and triple shots. Fire Nova, I've never seen this move. Does Fire Nova only combo with one move? And I've never seen it? Yeah, okay, well, if I can find myself some nice air balls, we've got some combo potential. Yeah, that's another trap. I gotta stop stepping on the traps. I'm not even paying attention. Fireball. Wait, can you not burn because you're flying? Does my trail of fire not affect you? I'm doing my best to avoid as much damage as I possibly can, but there's traps everywhere, and I can only attack them from 2 feet away. Did the traps still go off even though the fight's done? No. Okay, good. Wind Blast. Don't think I needed Wind Blast. Wind Blast that knocks all enemies hit away 4 meters from the player. The text in this game makes me feel like I'm losing my mind. Wind Blast that knock all enemies hit away 4 meters away from the player. I know it's not just me. I'm not having a stroke. I just can't read it. All right, so Wind Blast, we can hit F. Shoot a gust of wind. I could also maybe equip that onto one of my other moves. I just need more conditional shards. All right, let's go to the chest. I don't know if we'll have more loot goblins. Nope, no more loot goblins. We have healing. Very nice. We need that. And a relic. Randomly lose 10 to 50 max HP. Gain 1 movement speed and 1.5% attack speed for each HP lost. What? The crit chance is nice. All right. All right. We're at 203. We're at 203. Does this just last forever? I lost almost the maximum. I lost almost the maximum. Holy crap. We lost 44 health. So now I'm 44% faster. Okay, well, I feel like we're kind of busted now. All right, we have a Relic, and we've also got a new move. We have no choice, though. If I want to go to the challenge room, we have to do the new move. We're going to have more moves than I can equip. We need more conditional shards. I don't know how to get them. All right, if I get something like crit chance, this is going to be busted. There's also conditional shards that will reduce the cooldown substantially and have the move go off every single time I do my basic attack. So I'm hoping we can find one of those. And then we'll just fire Nova every single time I hit. We have to hope for some good luck. Because this is busted, man. How is this an uncommon Relic? This should be legendary. Okay. Temporal Bolt. Fire bolt that can reduce a random skill cooldown by 0.25 per 100 power for each enemy it hits. Okay. I'm not sure what that breakdown really is. I'm going to go ahead and swap it out with the Gust of Wind. I'm going to see also what the Wind Gust and the Temporal Bolt combo with. Wind Blast combos with Lightning Spear. Sparks. Temporal Bolt combos with Arcane Orb. And that's it. Okay. That is your shop. We don't want the shop. We want the Relic. Because we need the challenge room. Moving around at the speed of sound. These projectiles are nothing. Ultimate. I am unstoppable. At least I got that item on a character that has way more max health than the Hunter. But if I was playing as the Hunter, I'd probably pick it up too. Okay. Imagine you could duplicate it. Increase area of effect by 25%. Okay, so my Fire Nova would be bigger. Increase skill shard cooldown and skill shard damage. I want the big hammer. So our cooldown's a little bit faster. I think it's only the ones that are equipped, though. So my Fire Nova will go off more often, I think. All right, we have the challenge room. Should have saved my ultimate, but that's okay. I can just blitz around this guy. Temporal Bolt, miss entirely. Firebolt, don't miss. He's dead. Not only that, the attack speed is making sure I almost always have barrier. But if I can buff my basic attack, we'll get a much higher barrier stat. This is insane, dude. This is the most busted thing I've ever seen. I'm not even remembering to use my cleave attack. Yeah, I don't love Temporal Bolt. Its damage is kind of lackluster, and I don't notice the effects I'm getting from the cooldown reduction. Open this up. We've got an extra slot for my weapon and a level up. But at this point, we don't have anything that combos, so there's nothing specific I need to level up. They have to be level 2 before they can combo into something new. But I think I'm going to go ahead and level up Firebolt. So we have Fire Nova and Firebolt pumped up a little bit. Okay, another level up. No, we're going for the shop. I only have 87 gold, but what I want is to at least buy a conditional shard. Because he should have that here. Automation. So it goes off on intervals. At the source of a projectile. Continuously cast the paired skill from the parent skill's projectile. Interesting. Okay. Mantle. Continuously cast paired skill at the subject enhanced by the parent skill. At the subject enhanced. So if I buff myself, it would trigger another effect. I'm not quite sure. I'm still learning. I'm going to grab automation because I think I understand this. It goes off at the projectile. So if I put automation on my Firebolt, right? And then I put Wind Blast on it and I Firebolt, It also does Wind Blast. Or probably better off, I put Temporal Bolt here. The only issue is, man, does this increase the cooldown an insane amount. Yeah, it doubles the cooldown. I don't even think that's worth it. Because we can shoot out a double projectile, but at what cost? We'll leave it for now. We'll leave it for now. Because that is too rough. All right, boss fight. Once I fought for mortals. Now I fight for chains. All right, go crazy. Ultimate. All I've got it. I'm so fast, he cannot even figure out where to start attacking. I'm also taking a ton of damage. But I'm trying to stay right on him so Fire Nova can keep doing its thing. Nice. That was absolutely child's play. All right. We've got some money. More slots. Reveals knowledge of triumph. I still don't know what that means. Two-headed snake. Increase repeat chance by 15%. Increase power by 15. Increase resource gain. We can try repeat. So there's a chance my attacks would go off twice. So looking at this, continuously cast the paired skill from the parent skill's projectile. I think I actually understand this. The cooldown modifier is 0.075 on the attached skill. So if I grab this and I put it on my temporal bolt, right? And I grab my firebolt and I put it here, it's going to make temporal bolt have an insanely long cooldown, but as long as my temporal bolt is on the map, I will continuously cast firebolt, right? So if I hit F, we'll just keep throwing out firebolts. But where I think this shard actually excels, hypothetically, right? I'm still figuring this stuff out. There are moves in the game like the Arcane Orb, which is a projectile that stays on the map for an insane amount of time. It bounces all around. So I think if you were to attach Firebolt onto Arcane Orb as it's bouncing around, it would just keep shooting firebolts everywhere. Unfortunately, I don't have a projectile that has a very long duration where I can get a huge amount of value out of this. In fact, even putting Firebolt here decreases the damage so much that I'm not going to do that. But we could find something where it's actually really useful. I think. I think I scienced that right. Knock these guys out. Get myself another shard modifier. Reduce parent skills cooldown by 10%. Decrease parent skills damage by 80%, but increase the damage by 15% per level, but reduce its cooldown by 60%. Okay, so I could just keep flinging stuff like crazy, but it would do way less damage. Increase parent skills hit penetration by 2. I feel like none of these are insane. I'm actually going to reroll. We got Echo, which is a conditional shard, which I kind of really want. And then we got Dandelion and Alacrity again. Let's get Echo. And so Echo casts whenever I hit someone. So I could put Echo on my Firebolt and then put the Temporal Bolt there. So if I hit someone with the Firebolt, it's going to shoot out a Temporal Bolt. If I'm thinking correctly. And we'll put Wind Blast here. Okay, what pathway do we want to take? I want to go down the middle because we have 2 chests back to back, and then we have a challenge room and then a shop. That's a new move. That's a relic. Let's get a relic because they seem to be kind of busted, and I can actually still duplicate this stimulant. As crazy as that sounds. So shoot the firebolt. Yeah, so it does go off. It shoots both of them. Yeah, that's a really good setup. And since the firebolt bounces, I think it would still have to respect its cooldown. But you could do some insane stuff. Oh, health potion. We really need that. I didn't realize how low my health was. The health potion heals you by an insane amount. Okay, Dragon Blood. 5% chance to gain 5 power whenever you take damage, up to 10 stacks. Well, I do take damage a lot. Increase movement speed by 15 so I can go even faster, or increase duration by 30%. That was something that might work with the automation shard, but I still don't think I have a move that helps. I mean, I guess it would make Firebolt last longer. I don't think it would affect Fire Nova. I'm going to get Dragon Blood because I'm getting hit a lot. And so if I have a chance to get more damage every single time I get hit, I think that's going to be the way to go. And let's go ahead and take... If I go for money, we're locked on the right side, so we need to take the attack. Yeah, all right, that's so much better now. I don't think the Temporal Bolt has homing, though. So it just kind of shoots. But if there's a ton of enemies, they're all going to take damage. Okay, stuck in the corner. Another health potion. I'm getting so incredibly lucky. I hate this wind attack. It just doesn't do enough damage. All right, let's knock these plants out. All right, very nice. Let's get this health potion. Almost full health. And I can see that I still have 0 stacks on Dragon Blood. Ice Bolt. Fire 2 projectiles that deal cold damage on hit. Increase 50% critical chance and 100% critical damage against chilled enemies. Okay. Well, we're going to grab that, and we're going to put it where the Wind Blast is, because I do not like Wind Blast. Max health, another Relic, more money. I'm thinking we go for another Relic here. Let's do that. You gotta wait a little bit for these guys to spawn in. You can't attack them instantly. I also feel like the game got really loud in this area for some reason. I'm gonna turn it down just a smidge. I'll make it an even number so I know you guys don't lose your minds, okay? There we go. That is better. I do like how the Ice Bolt and the Fire Bolt pierce through pretty much everybody. Almost every projectile in this game seems to have a ton of pierce, which is interesting because you can get more pierce with a Relic, but it doesn't seem necessary. Blazing Slipper. So we could stack this, which increases damage scaling by 10%. I could increase my basic attack damage by 20%, which I should probably do considering we have a huge attack speed boost to my basic attack. Let's get the stake. Let's get the stake. Let's go for the chest. I feel like we're going to steamroll this. I had so much trouble with him last time. All right, level up. Hold on. Before I do that, what fusions do we have? What fusions can we possibly get? Ice Bolt fuses with Air Balls. Ice Bolt fuses with Spiral Volley. I still don't have any synergies yet. I think the game's doing this on purpose, man. It's doing it on purpose. All right, well, we'll level up, I think, the Ice Bolt. So now we have Ice Bolt, we have Fire Bolt, and we have Fire Nova all leveled up. We're going to get another move here and hope it's one I don't already have because you can get duplicates in this game. Oh, I didn't realize they drop so much money in these pots. Got 7 gold just for that. By the time we go to the shop, we should be able to buy whatever we want. Okay, don't hit me. Taste balls. Taste balls! I'll never need to use my ultimate as long as I just keep exploding. And this is only normal difficulty. I do think the playtest has other difficulty levels. Okay, what you got? Seismic Strike. Slam the ground, dealing damage and storing seismic charge at the impact location. The next impact within the area consumes the charge, causing earth spikes to erupt. We'll grab that. Does that fuse with anything? Let's look for seismic strike. Seismic strike. Fuses with ice mine. I'm specifically getting everything that does not fuse together. Okay. Seismic strike is pretty dope. What happens if I put it on temporal bolt's spot? So if I hit someone with a firebolt, will they then get hit by a hammer? Let's tune in and find out. Are there loot goblins in here? No loot goblins. I don't know why I shoot a bolt of fire every single time I open up a new door. More slots. We got tons of slots. Slots I will never be able to fill in my wildest dreams. Another level up here. I'm thinking we do it on Fire Nova. Because Fire Nova is just way too valuable. Okay, so we want to go left for the challenge room. So we're going to increase our max health. Not something I'm super crazy about. So fire bolts. Yeah, so they do get hit by a hammer right after. It's not as useful, but it's funny. What I need is 3-tap. I haven't seen that yet because 3-tap allows you to pretty much use the move anytime, but it has to be sequenced with 3 attacks. So cooldown reduction is insane. And every 3 swipes, it would just be hammer, 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 Fire Nova, Fire Nova, Fire Nova. But I have not seen it yet. Okay, more health. And I'm trying to think what other funny combinations we could do. I do like Seismic Strike. It goes off every 3 seconds. And I could have it shoot out firebolts, which would be kind of hilarious. But we would still have to worry about firebolt's 6-second cooldown. Let me try something. Hold on. So we're going to put Seismic Strike here. One thing I do want them to implement outside of the playtest, we can see here that this reduces the cooldown of Firebolt. But when I hover over Firebolt, it still says 6 seconds. I would love for it to just instantly do the math for me so I don't have to kind of guess. But I think that means every single time I attack with a hammer, Firebolt's going to go off, which means we get a way better 2-for-1 special. I'm not really getting the tracking on Firebolt anymore, though. And the damage goes down a lot. But I also feel like having a hammer makes more sense for me, because the damage is nuts on it. Whenever it goes off, and if you strike the same place twice, right? You wait for that. It gets another impact. Those spikes come out. I think maybe I just have to basic attack it. Yup. So it's a 2-hit combo. First hammer, then spikes. And they're taking an insane amount of damage. That's nuts, man. But what if I... Hear me out for a second. Hear me out. What if I were to do this? If I grab the hammer and I put it here... No, its cooldown is too long if I put it on my basic attack. In concept, it's nice. We'll put Fire Nova back here. Okay. Open this up. Exactly what I needed, more health. What is this? I don't know what that was. It looked like a golden spine. I'm not quite sure. I'd never seen that before. Oh, it is. It's down here. I guess this is a meta progression resource I've never seen before. Huh, okay. Well, if I want to go to the shop, we have to increase our max health again. At least we're going to make sure we're not going to die. There's absolutely no chance of death. Oh my god, that move is insane! I need to get better shards so we can do dumber things. Like if I had Ice Mine, right? We can make a mine appear anywhere I slam the ground. I will say I've been very bad about using my right click, my cleave attack. I've used it all of like 3 times. But who needs it when you've got raw power? I want to see one more thing. I'm going to say that many times this video. So if I were to grab another conditional shard, so I can slot multiple attacks in here. So I could do this just because. Only problem is, of course, it's going to make this cooldown bonkers nuts. I wonder how long an average run for Shardbreakers is going to be. Because with all of these slots, having like 7 different attacks inside of my Seismic Slam and just ground pounding and just doing insanity, it feels like it's going to take forever for you to be able to build up to that. I don't know. I'm increasing the cooldown on the Ice Shards and putting on Temporal Bolt because, honestly, its cooldown's not that bad to begin with. And if we can go ahead and reduce cooldowns, because that's what Temporal Bolt does, it might be a good trade-off. I should be able to buy pretty much everything here. All right, so let me see what you got. We've got Triple Shot and Ice Mine. I know I wanted Ice Mine. I actually really want Ice Mine. We're buying Ice Mine. Alacrity. Reduce Parent Skill's cooldown by 10%. It's not bad. We could buy another Stake, which would increase my basic attack damage by 10% instead of 20, because stacking it makes it weaker. And increase my movement speed. I don't have Boots of Gale yet, so I'm going to buy this. We've got a ton of money. Mantle. Continuously cast Paired Skill at the subject enhanced by the Parent Skill. Yeah, I think this has to combo with the healing move. Otherwise, I don't entirely understand it. I'm going to go ahead and buy the Stake and reroll. Yeah, so prayer is something you stand still and use, right? And so I think if you have Mantle as you're healing, you're going to continuously do whatever skill is mantled. Longevity. Increase Parent Skill's duration by 30%. Decrease Parent Skill's damage by 80%. Oh, I've seen Dandelion. It makes it so you can cast it way more often. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy an Arcane Orb because I really wanted this. I'm also going to buy Longevity. And I'm going to try something that I think is going to be pretty hilarious. If I put Arcane Orb here, it's an orb that lasts for ages, right? We're going to increase the longevity of it, and we're going to put Firebolt here. And so if I use Arcane Orb, so it's just going to constantly cast Fire Orbs. I mean, I shot it off the map, but let's try it again. Yes! That's what I was thinking! All right, so it did pay off. It did pay off. I don't think I have any other conditional shards. We're going to go ahead and remove Temporal Bolt from Seismic, and we're going to put down the Mine, which means whenever I use my hammer and I hit someone, it's going to summon an Ice Mine. All right, things are coming together. And even better news, Seismic and Ice Mine combo together. Arcane Orb and Temporal Bolt also combo together, which means, oh wait, Ice Bolt and Arcane Orb combo together. So we can start to get some fusions now. Awesome. Okay. I've spent all my money. I cannot die on this boss fight. That would be embarrassing. All right, so balls to his face immediately. Balls. Hammer. We're going to ults. Balls. Hammer. Dude, we have so much barrier. Okay, so you like to go invisible. Dig underground. That's fine. We're okay. I'm an absolute monster right now. All right, we got ult again. Oh my god. What can you do? All right, so it seems like he automatically does that phase. when his health gets to a certain level. So we'll finish these guys off. Finish this guy off. I almost have my ult a third time. All right, don't get myself killed here, because I am going a little aggressive. All right, you're dead. Ultimate should knock you out. Easy. Get some meta progression currency. We have a health potion, thank goodness. No way I get another stimulant. Hold on. When you take damage, become intangible and invisible for 1 second. Increase dash. No, we're doing stimulant again. I'm at 271. Damn, it was just 15 this time. It was just 15. That's still not bad. That's still not bad. Another slot for my weapon. Knowledge of Requiem. Okay. I want more conditional shards so I can just pump them into my basic attack. All right, so the third area. This is where I died last time. Yes, I want to do my best to actually win, but I still really want to see what these fused attacks are. I want to see if they're as busted as you would expect in a game like this, or like Vampire Survivors. I think I'm going to be a little underwhelmed, but, you know, this game has continued to impress me. So I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Okay. Nice. We have some more condition shards. So this is what we just got from the last boss. So I guess we're unlocking things that show up in future runs. Cast the paired skill whenever the parent skill kills a target. No way! Wait, so will it go off for every enemy killed if I do like a big AoE? I wonder. Increase parent skill's power scaling by 20%. Match parent skill and paired skills cooldowns, area modifiers, and scaling. Cast the paired skill whenever the parent skill is cast. Let's grab Gemini. It says it matches their cooldowns? I don't think it actually works on my basic attack. It might. Let me see. It does, but we still have to respect the cooldown of Ice Bolt. Okay. Another attack. Another relic. More max health. Where do I really want to go? I do want this chest. And then I want this challenge room. And then I want this shop. Okay. So we are going to go middle. Give me another stimulant. I'm a gambling man today. I mean, this is a really interesting way of like reformatting your kit. Because whenever you play games like this, right, you find like 3 or 4 moves that you want to use, and you don't really want to cycle anything new. Because you're like, all right, this is what I'm using. I'm happy. I also just took a ton of damage. I like the fact here you're incentivized to combo pretty much everything that you get. I think that's where the real strength in this game lies. I'm going to jump in and ult. They're getting shields somehow from something. All the damage I've taken, and I still only have 2 stacks of Dragon Blood. I get a health potion, though. Game is taking a lot of pity on me. Metronome. Every third cast of the same ability has 30% increased damage. So this impacts all of my skills. I think that's not bad. I think we would notice a huge damage increase, especially with like Fire Nova. I could get another big hammer, which will reduce my cooldowns even further, only by 5% though. Let's get the metronome. Let's get as bursty as possible. Okay, so let's think about this. I want the fusion. Which means we need to level up our skills. We're going to go here. What I want is to level up the Ice Mine and the Seismic Slam. After a while, though, I guess with this build, it just becomes autopilot. I'm not even looking at their attacks because I know if I strafe fast enough, they're not going to hit me. This item needs to be retooled a little bit. It needs to be like a set denomination. Like 10 of your max HP. Okay, so yeah, we've got Seismic Strike. Ice Bolt, I already leveled up, didn't I? I did. And Ice Bolt combos with Arcane Orb. So in case I don't see any more level ups, I feel like I should level up Arcane Orb, and we can combine the two. This makes it bounce more often. Oh, it also increases its duration. If I were to grab Seismic and put it here, and then throw the orb. Wait a second. No way. That's crazy. That's nuts. I'm so tempted to try that. We're going to try that. All right, let's go in here. I feel like it's not really worth it damage-wise. It's got such a short cooldown, though. We can do this so often. We have to. What about the Ice Mine? What if I were to put the Ice Mine in here? We'll just shoot mines everywhere? Yeah, it does. It's not nearly as satisfying. It does seem like the damage is a little bit better, though. Especially because it's slowing everybody, and then I get extra crit chance with my ice needles, right? Crit chance and crit damage. Yeah, that's the way to go. That's the way to go. All right, screw you guys. There's too many big dudes that are tanky, so I'm doing my ult. Nice. I do want to put Seismic back into a slot, though, because it's just too good not to. I'm going to swap it with Firebolt so we can slam down. More dash distance. Go for more basic attack damage or attack speed. I'm probably going to do attack speed. We don't have this yet, so we'll get the full value out of it. All right, so max health. This could give us another conditional shard, and both of them will end up going towards the chest. So that's fine. We'll go ahead and go for another conditional shard, because I have more attacks that are just sitting here. I would love to be able to get both Ice Mine and Seismic onto this orb. I doubt it's going to happen. I gotta watch my health now. I got one more stack of Dragon's Blood. That's nice. We already have my ult charge again. That's what I'm saying, man. You get ult so much, you might as well use it every chance. Also, these big guys, I know I'm going on autopilot and just slashing. They do 30 damage a pop. 40 damage. Yeah, holy crap. I think it's time to take your brain out, Joe, and actually look at what's happening. I'm feeling like a busted god, but I'm not there. Is that a loot goblin? Hold on. No, it was. He's gone. All right, freeze. So many chests, man. Not chests, health potions. So much to loot. from a loot goblin, 2 health potions in the same room. I wonder if this is just because it's the playtest, because I feel like it's just holding my hand a little bit. But I'm also not making the best decisions. Oh my god. Hold on. When this skill deals damage to enemies with chill attacks, consume all chill stacks and deal an additional 15% damage per stack. So that's amazing. That's amazing. But I'm grabbing I'm grabbing this and I'm going to put it in my orb. I'm going to put the hammer in. And so when I do the orb, it's amazing. I'm going to grab the ice shard because if they're frozen, I want this to be my main attack because they can freeze with the orb and then I can snipe them with the ice bolt. We can also do echo and then do the fire bolt here. And so now we throw both ice and fire. Oh, wait, no. Echo is whenever you hit someone. Okay. I think, right? Yeah, on hit. Okay. That's still fine. It'll combo together pretty nicely. And let's get the chest. That was exactly what I wanted. Sorry, I was ready to throw hands. War Paint. After taking damage, increase crit chance and movement speed. Movement sped? I kind of want that for 2 seconds. All right, we're going to do that. So if I take damage, I am going to be Lightning McQueen. Okay, we can do a fusion. Okay, let's see what this does. We now have Ice Orb. Oh, it took everything out of it that was slotted. Fires slow-moving orb that continuously fires ice projectiles. Okay, great. And then let's put on the ice mine. Fantastic. And let's also put on the hammer. Even better. Increase the duration. Well, now I'm just going to have a blank spot here. Did I lose my firebolt? No, it's on the floor. I see. Okay. It's about to be a little upset there. We'll do Echo, Temporal Bolt again. Okay, so hit Q. Seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. I can still fuse my hammer and my ice mine as well if I level them up, but I'd have to see enough level ups. But I would like to see what it ends up becoming. All right, these guys do a ton of damage. So the cooldown is now nuts on this orb, but it essentially just kills everything. All right, keep moving, keep moving. I took damage, so now I'm fast. Everything is dead. Let's break these pots. I'm running past them, but the drop rate for money on the pots is actually pretty high. It seems like almost every time, actually. All right, let's ult. Something is still taking damage. I can hear the tick sound. That might be an audio bug. All right, I'm going to do something a little different. We're going to heal. As I'm fighting, I'm starting to realize I missed Seismic Strike. I'm going to swap it with a Firebolt. So it's going to do a ton of ice damage, but also constantly shoot the Firebolts. I think that actually might be better. Putting the hammer on it is hilarious, but the sheer amount of damage this move can do and a massive AoE, I think it's just more valuable on my main kit. No way, bro. No way. All right. We're at 296. 22. All right. We've got 3 stimulants. We've got a level up, which means we can give it to the hammer, and then we need the ice mine as well. I think for this attack speed, I should be killing them a little bit faster. Maybe this area is actually hard, and I'm just busted. Or maybe you're supposed to get busted. Maybe that's the point of this game. Okay, so these guys don't disappear. They just go invisible. You can actually still hurt them. Let's ult. Might as well, right? Might as well. Okay, well, that's your funeral for shooting me. I get more crit, and I get to start zooming. We've got 4 stacks of Dragon's Blood now. So that's an extra 20 power. Okay. Seismic. Let's get you to level 2. You know what? I was thinking about leveling up the mine first. Wow, the level ups on the combo. Kind of nuts. 60% more damage. Nah, it's about fusions. I want fusions. I want to see what they become. All right, we have a challenge room here, and then we can eventually get to the shop, which should sell us a level up. That's what I'm hoping for. Oh, my God. You went crazy as soon as I walked in. Not going to lie to you guys. I tried to open up the chest in the middle of combat. I wanted to see if you could. All right, you're dead. Damn, this music's epic. All right, I need to get in there and do rupture. There we go. Slam. Nice. Don't get short. I got the moves. Very nice. Got another health potion. Woo! All right, time for another stimulant, please. What is this? Oh, reduce parent skills cooldown by 10%. It's not bad. We're definitely going to put it on the orb. And this is more slots on my weapon. Yeah. Okay. That's another relic. We have to go that way no matter what. I like how I'm always looking at my options and thinking about it, and then I look at the map and I'm like, you have no options. You already have your plan. I got to get to the shop, and we have to buy a level up so I can see what the hammer and the ice mine do. One thing I'm thinking about, if we had the triple tap condition shard, and I put it on my basic attack, alongside the frost orb, every 3 times I attack, we would throw out a frost orb. And that seems insane. That seems absolutely nuts. All right, there's a lot going on here. Do my ult. Get these beholders out of here. We got even more beholders. Ice orb. Might as well be my second ult at this point. All right, cool. Twin-headed snake. It's going to increase our repeat chance. Increase dash by 1. Another 15 movement speed. What if I re-roll this and get another stimulant? I'm trying. Damn it. Okay, never mind. Duration's nice, though. Attack speed's also nice, but we're going to do duration. I want the orb to last even longer. All right, where is the shop? Right here? Sell me a level up, please, good sir. Thank you. Okay. Shrouding. Oh, that makes you invisible after you cast. We could buy a stimulant. Wait, hold on. That's all we need. All right, give me the spell upgrade. We're going to level up the ice mine. So now we can fuse these. And I have an ice hammer. So cool. All right. I could put it in here. I'm probably going to have to do that. That is so overkill. There's another ice bolt. I really want the stimulant, though. I really want the stimulant to see how ridiculous it could be. Oh, man. I would limit myself. Before the boss fight. We would have one less attack. I mean, I have other attacks I can put there. They're all just bad. I'm getting the stimulant. Oh, I didn't even see how much it took. I wasn't looking. Seems like it took a good amount. I love this, though. The ice hammer into the orb into the shots is just nutty and really showcasing some of the stuff you can end up doing in this game. All right, boss time. Be still beneath the sacred frost. Bro. What? Why would you put that there? At the boss? Let me kill the boss first. Oh, no way. No way. They have the health bar fill up. She's even doing her battle dialogue. That is crazy. Well, victory. We did it. Did I unlock the new character? Hello. The path widens, Seeker. The armory now opens to you. Here you may bind weapons once sealed, gather shards yet untouched, and pore over the compendiums of relics and truths that guide your journey. Knowledge and steel. Together they shall shape your fate. Okay. So what can we do here? Look at how slow I am now. This is how fast you start the game? I got spoiled. Oh, we can make new weapons. That's cool. Upgrade spell lightning to 6, so we have like a lightning sword. Kill 3 elite enemies in a single run. Well, I definitely did that. So you have different weapons and different starting abilities. And we can see all the different shards. Oh, wait, can you equip one ahead of time? Can you equip multiple? Wait. Why am I able to just do whatever I want here? Is this kind of like a mode where you can lab? That's cool. Did I unlock the next character? That is another question. I need one more blueprint before I can get her. Okay. And we got a decent amount of meta progression currency. I'm going to be honest, I still don't understand what blueprints are. Wait a second, I know what they are. After you kill a boss and it says you discovered something, because I've done 2 runs. I've killed 2 bosses in each run, so that's 4. Makes sense. Well, guys, that is going to be it for Shardbreakers. I had a ton of fun this go-around. I feel like we got absolutely busted and really did start to comprehend some of the stuff you can do here. I know there's going to be people down below in the comments who are going to be like, when he didn't put that one move into this move and do that sequence of events, SMH my head. Yeah, I know. Okay, there's a ton of things. I'm sure you guys saw a lot of potential I didn't see either. But the good news is the playtest is still open for a few more days. So if you guys want to give this game a shot for yourselves, I'll put the link to that down below in the description. Otherwise, guys, if you enjoyed yourselves, make sure you hit that sub button because that supports me way more than you know. And I will see everyone next time.